They were called the Vanishing Twin Sisters, a chilling moniker born from the baffling circumstances of their disappearances. First, it was Lily, a bubbly 5-year-old with eyes like sapphires, who vanished without a trace from her own backyard. 5 years later, her younger sister Rose disappeared on the eve of her 10th birthday, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a family drowning in sorrow. The small town of Ridgewood, nestled amidst rolling hills and whispering willows, was shaken to its core. The disappearances sent ripples of fear and uncertainty through the community, casting a dark shadow over the once peaceful haven. Parents clutched their children closer, their eyes filled with a new kind of fear, a fear that whispered of unseen dangers lurking in the shadows. The police, baffled by the lack of leads, launched an extensive investigation. They combed through the woods, drained the local pond, and interrogated everyone who had even remotely crossed paths with the missing girls. But every lead turned into a dead end. Every clue evaporated into thin air, leaving behind a cold case and a community haunted by the specter of loss. Lily's disappearance was as sudden as it was inexplicable. One sunny afternoon, she was playing in the backyard, her laughter carrying on the gentle breeze. Her mother Mary was inside preparing lunch, the aroma of freshly baked cookies filling the air. It was a scene of idyllic normalcy, shattered in the blink of an eye. Mary stepped out onto the porch, expecting to see Lily chasing butterflies or building castles in the sandbox. But the backyard was eerily silent. Lily was gone. Panic surged through Mary, a cold fist clenching around her heart. She frantically searched the yard, calling out Lily's name, her voice a desperate plea lost in the wind. John, alerted by Mary's frantic cries, rushed home from work. Together they scoured the neighborhood, their hope dwindling with every passing moment. The police were called, and soon the quiet neighborhood was swarming with officers, their faces grim, their movements urgent. But despite their efforts, Lily remained missing. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. The initial shock gave way to a gnawing despair, a heavy weight that settled over the Evans household. The empty crib in Lily's room became a constant reminder of their loss, a silent testament to the mystery that had consumed their lives. The disappearance of Lily cast a long shadow over Ridgewood. Fear became a constant companion, whispering in the wind, lurking in the shadows. Parents became overly cautious, their eyes constantly scanning for any sign of danger. The carefree laughter of children was replaced by a hushed apprehension, a stark reminder of the vulnerability of innocence. Theories about Lily's disappearance ran rampant through the town. Some whispered about strangers lurking in the woods, their eyes glinting with malice. Others spun tales of shadowy figures, their motives shrouded in mystery. The lack of concrete evidence only fueled the speculation, turning every stranger into a potential suspect, every shadow into a harbinger of fear. The police investigation, though extensive, yielded no significant breakthroughs. Witnesses offered conflicting accounts and potential leads crumbled under scrutiny. The case grew cold, the files gathering dust, a testament to the enduring mystery that haunted the town. The Evans family, grappling with their grief, became the subject of both sympathy and suspicion. Some whispered about their pain being a facade, their grief a carefully crafted performance. The whispers, fueled by fear and uncertainty, added another layer of torment to their already unbearable burden. 5 years after Lily's disappearance, a fragile sense of normalcy began to return to Ridgewood. The whispers faded into hushed murmurs. The shadows seemed less menacing. Life, with its inherent resilience, started to reclaim its course. But for the Evans family, the wound remained open, the pain as raw as ever. The birth of their second daughter, Rose, brought a glimmer of joy back into their lives. Rose, with her infectious laughter and bright, inquisitive eyes, became a source of solace, a beacon of hope amidst the lingering darkness. But the shadow of Lily's disappearance loomed large, a constant reminder of the fragility of happiness. John and Mary, determined to shield Rose from the pain of their past, tried to create a normal childhood for her. They filled their home with laughter, their days with warmth and affection. But the fear, buried deep within their hearts, surfaced every time Rose wandered out of sight, every time the shadows grew long, every time the wind carried the whispers of the past. The anniversary of Lily's disappearance became a somber ritual, a day filled with memories and unspoken grief. John and Mary would visit Lily's grave, their hearts heavy with the weight of unanswered questions. Rose, too young to comprehend the depth of their sorrow, would stand beside them, her small hand tucked securely in her mother's. As Rose blossomed into a bright and curious 9-year-old, the Evans family clung to the hope that Lily might still be alive. The pain of her absence had not dulled, but a quiet resilience had taken root, fueled by the unwavering belief that one day they might be reunited. Mary, driven by a mother's unwavering love, devoted herself to keeping Lily's memory alive. She organized annual vigils, her voice hoarse with emotion, as she pleaded for any information, any clue that might lead her to her lost daughter. Her unwavering faith, her refusal to give up hope, became a source of inspiration for many in Ridgewood, a testament to the enduring power of love. John, though outwardly stoic, carried the weight of his grief in his silence. He poured his energy into his work, seeking solace in the routine and the distraction it provided. But the pain was always there, lurking beneath the surface, a constant reminder of the gaping hole in their lives. Rose, oblivious to the depth of her parents' sorrow, brought a vibrant energy into their lives. Her laughter was a balm to their wounded souls, her innocent questions a reminder of the beauty that still existed in the world. But as she grew older, she started to sense the undercurrent of sadness that permeated their home, the unspoken grief that cast a long shadow over their lives. On the eve of Rose's 10th birthday, a mysterious letter arrived, addressed to Mary. The envelope, plain and unmarked, contained a single sheet of paper, the words scrawled in a shaky hand. "I know what happened to Lily. Meet me at the old mill at dawn. Come alone." The letter, imbued with an ominous tone, sent a shiver down Mary's spine. The old mill, a dilapidated relic of Ridgewood's past, stood abandoned on the outskirts of town, its crumbling walls whispering tales of forgotten secrets. Fear warred with hope in Mary's heart. Could this be the breakthrough they had been waiting for? Could this letter hold the key to unraveling the mystery that had haunted them for so long? John, wary of the letter's cryptic message, urged Mary to ignore it. He feared it was a cruel hoax, designed to exploit their vulnerability, to reopen old wounds. But Mary, fueled by a desperate hope, felt compelled to follow this new lead, no matter how tenuous it might be. The night stretched on, each tick of the clock amplifying Mary's anxiety. She tossed and turned, her mind replaying the words of the letter, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. Dawn, with its pale light filtering through the curtains, arrived like a reluctant savior, marking the beginning of a day that promised answers, or perhaps more heartache. As the first rays of dawn illuminated the sleepy town of Ridgewood, Mary stood before the imposing structure of the old mill. The air was heavy with the dampness of early morning, the silence broken only by the rustling of leaves and the distant chirping of birds. A sense of foreboding washed over her as she stepped through the creaking doorway, the darkness inside swallowing her whole. The interior of the mill was a labyrinth of shadows and decaying timber. Dust motes danced in the faint shafts of light that pierced through the gaps in the boarded-up windows. The air was thick with the musty scent of decay, a testament to years of neglect and forgotten memories. Mary's heart pounded in her chest, each step forward a leap of faith into the unknown. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, their features obscured by the dim light. "You came," a voice rasped, the sound sending a shiver down Mary's spine. "I knew you would. You've never given up hope, have you?" Mary's voice trembled as she spoke, her words echoing in the cavernous space. "Who are you? What do you know about Lily? Please tell me what happened to my daughter." Her plea hung in the air, raw and desperate, the outpouring of a mother's enduring love. The figure stepped into a sliver of light, revealing the weathered face of a woman, her eyes filled with a mixture of sadness and knowing. "My name is Sarah," she said, her voice low and gravelly. "And I knew your Lily. We shared a secret." Mary's breath caught in her throat. "A secret? What secret? Please, Sarah, tell me everything you know." Her hands trembled, her fingers clenching into fists as she willed herself to stay composed, to absorb every word, every nuance of Sarah's story. Sarah took a deep breath, her gaze distant, as if reliving a painful memory. "Lily, she stumbled upon something she shouldn't have. A truth that some powerful people wanted to remain hidden. They made her disappear, made it look like an accident. A cold wave of shock washed over Mary. The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, forming a horrifying picture. The whispers about shadowy figures, the lack of leads, the lingering fear that had permeated Ridgewood. It all pointed to a conspiracy, a cover-up orchestrated to silence a little girl who had stumbled upon a dangerous truth. Fueled by a renewed determination, Mary resolved to uncover the truth about Lily's disappearance. Sarah's revelation had ignited a fire within her, a burning need for justice that eclipsed her fear. She would not rest until she exposed the darkness that had swallowed her daughter, until she brought the perpetrators to light. Armed with Sarah's information, Mary returned to Ridgewood, her heart heavy with the weight of the truth she now carried. She confided in John, her voice trembling as she recounted Sarah's story, her words painting a grim picture of a conspiracy that reached into the very heart of their community. John, initially skeptical, was shaken by the conviction in Mary's voice, by the chilling details of Sarah's revelation. The shadows of doubt that had lingered for years began to solidify, forming a tangible threat that they could no longer ignore. They had to tread carefully, their every move scrutinized, their every word weighed. Their investigation led them down a winding path, a labyrinth of connections that revealed a web of deceit and hidden agendas. The more they uncovered, the more they realized that the truth about Lily's disappearance was deeply intertwined with the secrets that lay buried beneath Ridgewood's placid surface. Suspicion fell on prominent figures, their seemingly impeccable lives now stained with the possibility of dark secrets. The town, once a haven of innocence, was now a breeding ground for suspicion, the lines between friend and foe blurring into a dangerous gray area. As Mary and John delved deeper into their investigation, a series of unexpected events unfolded, throwing their pursuit of justice into disarray. They received cryptic warnings, their every move seemingly anticipated. Their efforts to expose the truth met with escalating resistance. One evening, as they were piecing together a crucial piece of evidence, a shadowy figure broke into their home, their face obscured by a mask, their intentions unclear. A struggle ensued, a desperate fight for survival that left John injured and their hard-earned evidence destroyed. The attack served as a stark reminder of the danger they faced, the lengths to which their adversaries would go to protect their secrets. Fear threatened to consume them, to extinguish the flicker of hope that had guided their pursuit of justice. But just when their resolve wavered, an unexpected twist of fate intervened. A witness came forward, their conscience burdened by the truth they had harbored for years. Their testimony corroborated Sarah's account, shedding light on the conspiracy that had enveloped Ridgewood in its sinister grip. The revelation of the conspiracy sent shockwaves through Ridgewood, shattering the illusion of peace that had veiled the town for so long. The truth, once buried beneath layers of deceit and silence, now stood exposed, casting a harsh light on the dark underbelly of their community. The perpetrators, their faces etched with a mixture of arrogance and fear, were brought to justice. Their carefully constructed facades crumbled, revealing the ugliness that lay beneath their veneer of respectability. The town watched in stunned silence as the pillars of their community were exposed as the architects of a sinister plot. The scars of Lily's disappearance, though deep and enduring, began to heal. The truth, though painful, offered a sense of closure, a release from the grip of uncertainty that had haunted them for so long. The echoes of Lily's laughter, once lost in the wind, now resonated with a newfound clarity, a testament to the enduring power of love and the resilience of the human spirit. Ridgewood, forever changed by the events that had unfolded, embarked on a journey of healing and reconciliation. The shadows of the past lingered, a reminder of the fragility of innocence. But hope, like a fragile flower pushing through the cracks in the pavement, began to bloom anew. The whispers in the wind, once laced with fear and uncertainty, now carried a faint echo of Lily's laughter, a haunting reminder of the little girl who had touched their lives and, in her absence, taught them the true meaning of love, loss, and the unyielding pursuit of justice.